On this rugged stretch of New Hampshire coast known as O'Deorn's Point, David Thompson and his valiant band of pioneers landed in 1623, consecrating the soil of this first white settlement in New Hampshire to the service of God and liberty. Fort Constitution in Newcastle. This pre-revolutionary fort was the scene of the first overt act in the American Revolution, seizure of powder and arms by a band of young patriots several months before the battles of Lexington and Bunker Hill. A few miles out to sea lie the renowned Isles of Shoals, and on Star Island, uniquely apart, stands Gosport Church, originally built from timbers of a Spanish vessel wrecked upon the shoals. Today it shelters those who seek the peace and contentment of its candlelight service. There's a quaint charm, the charm of early New England, about this New Hampshire village street scene. Liberty Pole in Portsmouth, originally erected by the Sons of Liberty and from which was flown the first stamp flag in the American colonies. The Richard Jackson House, built in 1664, the oldest house in historic Portsmouth. The Warner Mansion, erected in 1718, still boasts a lightning rod installed by Benjamin Franklin. The John Paul Jones House dates from 1777, when one of its paying guests was J.P. Jones, Esquire. Celebrated door of the Wentworth Gardner House, owned by the Metropolitan Museum of Art. A striking example of that architectural heritage which is peculiar to New England. This old home has been modernized throughout, but retains undisturbed its picturesque 18th century design. Concord, capital city of New Hampshire, pays lasting tribute to 3 of its native sons with imposing statues fronting the State House. Daniel Webster, who immortalized the phrase, "Liberty and Union, now and forever, one and inseparable." General John Stark, heroic soldier of the gallant colonial army. Franklin Pierce, 14th President of these United States of America. Water power. Power for light, power for heat, power to turn the wheels of industry. A leader in New Hampshire's industrial field is the all-important manufacture of pulp and paper. Countless cords of these selected logs provide this giant industry with a pulp capacity of over 500 tons a day. Nicknamed the Granite State, New Hampshire is proud of the wonderful stone which so typifies the strength and hardihood of its people. This granite fitly forms the home of the Historical Society in Concord with its classic sculptured facade. So too this memorial to Mary Baker Eddy overlooking her native hills. New Hampshire granite was used in Washington, D.C. in the construction of the United States Treasury, the Library of Congress, this federal group on Constitution Avenue, and the entire structure of the George Washington Masonic Memorial in Alexandria, Virginia, is of enduring New Hampshire granite. Concord High School, with its prize-winning student band, is typical of the modern school available to the youth of New Hampshire. Phillips Exeter Academy, incorporated in 1781, is today recognized as one of the country's leading prep schools. State University of Durham, with its agriculture experiment station, this 75-year-old co-ed university trains the agriculturist of tomorrow. Dartmouth College at Hanover is rich in its traditions. Chartered in 1769, the college itself evolved through the vision and fortitude of its founder, Eleazar Wheeler. In Baker Library, you may view the widely known Orozco murals. Vital, significant, these murals by this contemporary artist have aroused much anticipated and desired controversy. Dartmouth terms the Orozco project primarily an educational venture. Lake Winnipesaukee, largest of New Hampshire's many scenic lakes, is 25 miles long, has over 250 islands. Appropriately named the Smile of the Great Spirit by the Indians, Winnipesaukee is the mecca for countless visitors each summer. Visitors from far and near come to rest, to play, and participate in its many colorful water carnivals. Uncle Sam welcomes you to Dolly Cop Camp in the White Mountain National Forest as the vacation guest of the U.S. Forest Service. In the shadow of Mount Washington is the Appalachian Mountain Club, and nearby, picturesque Glen Ellis Falls, with its legend of the Indian maiden who chose a death leap into the turbulent waters of the falls rather than separation from her lover. Modern hotels, easily accessible to the visiting motorist, are located everywhere throughout the state and truly bespeak the gracious hospitality portrayed in Longfellow's Tales of a Wayside Inn. The guest may ride, some do, or swim with these modern Lorelei, and why not? You may golf. Many do. But the true disciple of Isaac Walton will rise with the dawn to fish these well-stocked streams and be rewarded with a catch like this. Daniel Webster sagely remarked that farmers are the founders of human civilization. Today, the dairy industry plays a major part in the farm program with these finest of herds. Poultry, too, is an important enterprise. After years of study and experimentation, New Hampshire Reds are now recognized as best of breed from coast to coast. A splendid view of the Sandwich Mountains awaits the visitor to the League of Arts and Crafts at Sandwich. The first state to finance and develop a statewide program of handicraft, New Hampshire has witnessed the rapid growth and expansion of its original sandwich home industries to this nationally recognized cultural and economic movement of today. The development of native skill and originality, usage of local basic materials, authenticity and artistry of design, pride of craftsmanship. These, then, are the symbols of the New Hampshire League of Arts and Crafts. Profile Lake in Franconia Notch, serenely beautiful. The Old Man of the Mountains, immortalized in song and story by Nathaniel Hawthorne, the Great Stone Face is an outstanding scenic feature of New Hampshire. Leaving the Valley Station, just off the Daniel Webster Highway, this tramway of tomorrow, in 6 short minutes, whisks you up, 2,000 thrilling feet up the side of Cannon Mountain. Up to the mountain station, an altitude of 4,000 feet. The expansive view includes the Franconia Valley, the renowned Presidential Range, and the far-off peaks of Canada. Lake Sunapee, high altitude, wooded islands, excellent beaches, and rare golden trout. When day is done, we spread our sail into the setting sun. This wayside garden is resplendent at eventide. Hillcrest, home of the famous MacDowell colony, workshop of those devoted to creative literature, art, and music. The late Edward A. MacDowell, preeminent American composer, founded the original colony in 1895. The MacDowell grave. And close by, the delicate mountain laurel blooms its message. The peace and contentment of the afterglow in the White Mountains. The Shelburne birches on the Presidential Highway, a vista of rare autumnal beauty. We pass Crawford Notch and Lake Saco on our way to popular Mount Washington, nearly 7,000 feet of mountainous splendor, supreme in its isolation. Unique, picturesque, the Cog Railway takes you up Jacob's Ladder on a mile-in-the-air climb of this highest mountain in the Northeast. The distant summit of Mount Washington. Here on the top of New England, this breathtaking panorama salutes the majestic glory of the hills. A frolic with King Winter. Colby Junior College girls join the parade of winter sports and follow through with an old-fashioned sleigh ride. Snowshoeing, an exhilarating sport of the North Country. Chinook Kennels, home of Admiral Byrd sled dogs. There's the thrill of a lifetime when you mush along with these huskies. Specially trained for the job, the speed and endurance of these dogs is amazing. Hi, boy, hit that trail. There's Olympic material at this Berlin, New Hampshire ski meet held under the auspices of the Nansen Ski Club, where the crack amateur jumpers of the country compete from the highest steel ski jump tower in the world. Track below. Oh, well, we couldn't either. Hold your breath. He's away on the top flight sport of America today, in the air, and happy landing. Nice going, fella. The thrill of winter wonderland awaits you in New Hampshire. Forget New Hampshire? By her cliffs, her meads, her brooks of foam, by all her hallowed memories, our lodestar while we roam. Whatever skies above us rise, the hills are home.